Lausanne, Switzerland. Chocolate box, postcard perfect. But for reigning Olympic gold medalist Steve Hooker, his focus is the Lausanne Olympic Stadium and another face-off with the best in the world.
Steve Hooker on the runway, first attempt at 5 metres 60 in this competition. And he comes, up he goes clear. That's a big jump from the Olympic champion.
It's exciting, I think. It's really great to come to a city like Lausanne where they've had this track and field meeting that's been going on for 31 years and there's so much history and everyone here loves it. It's a big event for the city.
Set.
The royalty of track and field are here, including the fastest man in the world. Hooker is now one of the elite, adored in Europe.
I'm a worker in a competition more than a flamboyant pole vaulter, I guess. I think I'm sort of out there getting the job done. I'm happy to get the job done ugly if that's what it takes.
I think it's just a natural flamboyance. It's not something he deliberately does. And there's no doubt about his stature, but it's also the golden hair. You know, the golden hair, the red hair. Red hair, okay, that draws people in.
Very proud of what he's achieved, and that's quite amazing to think that, you know, he can command, your child's out there actually commanding a presence and the attention of a stadium full of people.
Steve is the classic overnight success story. After 12 years of struggle, frustration and sheer hard work. One of the weapons that turned him from good to great is coach Alex Panov, a former pole vaulting star for the Soviet Union. Steve moved from Melbourne to Perth to join the Panov squad.
He's a very, I would say, fine athlete. You know, he is very fragile at some sense, because when you're so explosive and so willing to take a risk, you always have to be on edge.
Yeah, we have some strong disagreements. You know, we butt heads occasionally, but then the way it normally works out is I give in, Alex is right, and then and we move on.
In 2004, Steve came 28th at the Athens Olympics. 4 years later, he won gold in one of Australian sport's most dramatic and unforgettable moments.
Third and final attempt for Steve Hooker here. He gets this, he wins the gold medal. He goes over, and Steve Hooker is the Olympic champion.
I think it was elation initially and also a lot of relief as well. Both of our reactions sort of showed how ecstatic we were at that moment.
The night that he won in Beijing, sort of my friends and I, we went out in full force, just so excited and just celebrating. We couldn't be there, so we just had to do it big in Melbourne on his behalf.
Tears, screaming, and then the phone started to ring, and I think we finished partying about 2 or 3 days later. It was very good.
Smile. Turn a bit on the left.
Earlier in the week, we followed Steve in his lead-up to the all-important Lausanne athletic meet.
Perfect, great.
After rocketing from virtual obscurity to national hero status, life has changed dramatically. But for a man who flies so high, Hooker keeps it very grounded.
I've got a few of my looks down. It's like intense competition look. Happy. What else do you need?
Sex symbol.
You can turn that one on and off quite easily.
And bang, we're off!
Really cover that water, just dance on it. It's a tough life, this one, but someone's got to do it. Switzerland it has to be, I guess. I try and get out and do touristy things at most of the places I go to. I think it's a great opportunity. A lot of athletes sit in the hotel, go to the meet, and that's it. I'm having a ball.
I think he's just the same fun-loving guy that he's always been. He's trying, you know, sort of just to keep his feet on the ground and do what he can and promote the sport and promote healthy living and, you know, just be a good Aussie athlete and just be a good Aussie bloke at the same time. 9 to 5.
Healthy lifestyle is a hooker mantra.
We tend to eat as much fresh food as possible. We don't eat a lot of processed food. I think it just puts you in a good space knowing that, you're doing the best thing for your body.
Steve has a lot to thank his parents for, including a huge genetic head start. Mum Erica won silver for long jumping at the 78 Commonwealth Games. His dad Bill was a national 800 metres champion.
Oh, I'll take credit for anything that's going, yes.
Well, it really is an interesting sort of group of photos, taking it from when he is, sort of just a baby through to gawky teenager. He is the athlete of the future, bandy legs and all. Very cute, isn't he? I was always a very active baby when I was carrying him. And I would be sitting there or lying there and this child would be doing full somersaults over and over and over again to the point, and I'm thinking, this is really weird.
The sporting pedigree runs deep in the family. Steve's brother Tom, currently exploring the world, played with AFL team Collingwood, and the backyard Stoushes were legendary.
It was always super competitive. He's a very good sportsman as well, so it was a high level of backyard cricket, I would say, like verging on sort of international standard.
He's a fun-loving boy. He loves to have a good time. He loves to stare. He's been staring me since we grew up, but that's what older brothers are for, I guess.
After the break, fun.
Chris Hook? Yeah? Yeah, close enough. Not happy.
And frustration on the road.
Maybe if things don't go well tomorrow, you'll see a proper one. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. And Erica and Curtis get hot in the kitchen.
What's the point of her getting these new cooking skills if she's just going to run off with some young celebrity chef,